Welcome back to a brand new series. This is part 1 on What If of Boboiboy and his friends were in My Hero Academia Chapter 1 Part 1. Where are we? No one's POV. Ugh, ow. 2 girls and 2 boys were seen waking up with another boy choking out water while laying on his side, heaving for air afterwards before falling unconscious once again. They were all sat in the middle of a grass with a forest close by. Boboiboy. A girl with pink hijab quickly got up and went to her friend and checked for his pulse and heartbeat. Okay, he's fine, though his pulse is weak. Huh, where are we guys? A girl with blue and yellow colored clothing asked. Wait, what happened? Weren't we just in a river to save Boboiboy? A boy with a red and white headband asked in return, thoroughly surprised with their sudden change in location. Yeah, we were. No time to waste. We need to get Boboiboy treated ASAP. The blue-yellow girl, Ying, exclaimed. I'll go fly around and see if I can find anything, Yusuf. Boom. The boy with raven hair, Fang, got cut short as a loud explosion was heard. Fang quickly created his shadow eagle, got onto it and flew up. Guys, the explosion came from that dome building not too far from here. We should see what's that all about. Maybe we can get help for Boboiboy there as well. They all nodded in response and went to the dome building, making a plan on their way there. Izuku POV. It's been a bit since Lita-kun left to fetch the pro heroes. I don't think Aizawa-sensei can hold up any longer. That creature is abnormally strong. I think I heard one of the villains called it a Nomu. One thought to myself, hey, what are those black things on the ground? And now on the thing's feet, I heard my classmate asked, pointing at it. I panned my vision towards it. Suddenly 2 girls were speeding towards the creature called Nomu. One was flying while the other was running. Both were in unimaginable speed. Mighty punch, super fast kicks. The Nomu was thrown and slammed far away into a wall, making a big dent on it. Though, the Nomu rose back to its feet. Who are those girls? How are they so powerful and strong? I asked loudly, unsure towards who. I'm not sure, Midoriya-san. They are indeed very powerful, the classmate of mine said. Both of us watched them in awe. One of them is now flying towards us with Aizawa-sensei in hand. Aizawa-sensei, we shouted. Can you take him to safety please? The girl asked. Alright, we nodded. Before we could get Aizawa-sensei on his feet, the girl flew away fast and returned with an unfamiliar boy in hand. The boy looked badly injured. Do you mind taking care of my friend as well? Sure. What happened to him? And who are you? I bluntly asked. We'll talk later. Let us finish this fight first, she said sternly, as she left them with unanswered questions. Who are they? Where did they come from? Are they pro heroes? But they look the same age as us. Who are they? Aizawa-sensei, I asked as I hoisted him up. I don't know, but they are definitely not from here, the man responded as we walked towards the entrance together. What makes you say that, sensei? I questioned. That girl spoke a different language when she first talked to me. They're stubborn, though they seem to know what they're doing. I stopped walking, letting Aizawa-sensei down against a tree. Aizawa-sensei, please don't move too much. I'm not, just moving to a more comfortable position. I am here. Sorry we're late. Shouts of happiness and relief were heard near the entrance. The students are glad that the pro heroes, including the number 1 hero, All Might, are here to take down the powerful creature. Now, where is that creature? The one for all quirk user asked. Everyone went to look back at where they last saw it. Yh. Huh. We all exclaimed it's already down. Alright, that wasn't too hard, right guys? Fang asked from where he is sitting atop of the presumed dead creature towards his friends. Not the worst thing we've fought without Boboiboy's help, Ying replied. Why do y'all always have to mention him, huh? This is like primary school all over again. Flashbacks played in Fang's mind. He shivered while the others laughed. Ooh, that thing was scary. The boy with the headband said. You didn't even do anything, Gopal. And you left Boboiboy alone. Fang and Ying scolded the boy, Gopal, one after the other. I'm sorry. I was so scared. I forgot about Boboiboy. He begged for forgiveness. Come on, let's go check on Boboiboy and all the students. I left Boboiboy trusted in their hands equals the pink girl, Yaya, told her friends and led them to the students and teachers at the entrance of the dome. Hey, is everyone doing okay? Also, where and how is my friend doing? Yaya asked, worried look on her face. Everyone is fine, young girl. The injured teacher and students are getting treated by recovery girl. Your friend, however, has been sent to the hospital for his serious condition. The buff hero said, trying to cover his worried face. Thank you for sending him to the hospital. Sir, and if you don't mind, can you get me and my friends sent to said hospital as well? We're not familiar with the area. Yet Sure we can, young girl, but before that, can you and your friends please follow us to the police station? We'd like to ask you kids some questions in private as you kids look out of place, emphasizing on out of place. Sure. Yayu agreed with no opposition, which surprised the hero and returned to her friends. So. What did he say? Fang asked first. He said that everyone's fine, injured innocents are getting treated. They've also sent boboiboy to a hospital. Yaya started. That's great, her friends said in unison. But we'll have to follow them for some kind of private questioning before going to the hospital. Private questioning. Why? We literally saved them, Gopal whined. Hiya, of course they're gonna question us. We literally came out of nowhere and beat that creature up. They're bound to be suspicious of us. Ying answered Gopal's miserable whines. May as well do it. We don't really have anything on us. Fang agreed. That's settled. Let's go, guys. Yaya led them back to the hero. The hero invited them to follow him to a car and drove them to the police station. Chapter 1 Part 2 Introduction. No one's POV. They were led into a room in the police station. Before we start, can all of you speak Japanese, or are you Yaya the only one that can? The detective who introduced himself as Detective Sakachi earlier asked. I can also speak Japanese fluently. Fang responded in Japanese, but I believe these two cannot, as I thought. They all perked at the sudden usage of the English language. Please put on these earbuds on. These will translate Japanese to English. And when you touch this slate, it'll translate whatever you say into Japanese. It'll be useful for you while being in Japan. Ying and Gopal nodded and proceeded to put them on. Woo, this is so cool. Y'all yeah. Alright, let's start with something easy. What are your names? And how old are you? My name is Yaya and I'm 15 years old. I'm Fang and I'm also 15 and the coolest of us. Ying sighed at her friends. My name is Ying and I'm 14, and I'm Gopal, 16 years old. What about your hospitalized friend? The detective asked. He is boboiboy, he's 15 and I'm still cooler than him. Tell that to the popularity chart back at home. Gopal smirked. Aish, why you? Hey, no more fighting. Yaya stopped them from further arguing. Okay, next question. What are your quirks? What's a quirk? The four asked in unison. You don't know. They four shook their heads. Quirks are powers people get around the age of 4. 80% of the population have them, while the other 20% don't and are called quirkless, he explained. Oh, you see, we call them quasa or just powers. From where we came from, I guess different places uses different terms. Ying continued, almost sounding like a question while trying to cover their tracks. Keyword almost. My quirk is time manipulation and I can zoom myself like I breathe it. I have gravity manipulation, which also allows me to have super strength and flight. I can change things to food. Ying smacked Gopal. Ow. What was that for? Oohoo. When we said commonly used, we didn't mean straight out like that. You airhead. Okay, oohoo. What he actually has is molecular manipulation, and he can change non-living things to anything he wants, though he only changes thing to food most of the time. My quirk is shadow manipulation. I can move with the shadows. He Fang smirked while everybody else deadpanned him. Okay, what about your other friend? They all looked at each other, making facial signals, and ended with a nod towards Yaya. He has elemental manipulation. The girl gave a short answer. The detective raised an eyebrow, interested in the boy. Since you only said elemental, I presume he can control more than one element. So how many elements can he manipulate currently? They all gave each other another look and said it together. 7? How is that possible? Don't look at us, we're not sure either. The detective calmed himself before asking, so, what are those elements? Earth, lightning, wind, fire, water, leaf and light. Okay. The detective looked at each person one by one. Where did you came from and how'd you get here? No security footage across the whole country had captured you up until today. Well, we came from Malaysia, and we suddenly got teleported to a field not far from the dome building and then heard an explosion coming from it, said the speedy girl. We currently have next to nothing to our name because of the sudden, unscheduled nor authorized teleportation. Yaya continued. I see. We'll have you under a hero's supervision until you can return home or a guardian picks you up. Thank you, sir. Now for the million-yen question. The paramedics had reported the conditions of your friend when they got there. Why was your friend unconscious and in a serious condition? Why were you only worried about him up until All Might told you that he had been sent to the hospital? Most would have attempted to negotiate and head to the hospital first at very least. So why didn't you? Everyone was silent until Fang broke the silence. To be real with you, we're kinda used to it. He'll survive once he gets medical attention. We're sure of it. Before the detective got to say a word, Fang continued, "One time, he was unconscious for 5 days, so me and Gopal pranked him right as he woke up." The two high-fived to it proudly. "What did he do to be out for 5 days? Detective Sukachi questioned. Fang looked at the others. They shrugged at him. "He used a powerful move, broke through multiple floors and walls and almost froze to death, twice in the same hour." The detective looked at them horrified. Fang continued, "This time, he used a very powerful move 3 times in a row, so he's unconscious due to exhaustion and then falling onto and into an ice-cold river because of said exhaustion. So we're not too worried about it and only cared if he got medical attention and we're safe. We wouldn't be surprised if he detached all the health machines and equipment when he wakes up," Ying added. The detective gawked at them, mind filled with surprise, horror, and confusion. He then composed himself again. "Last question for today. Are you aware of why you actually got brought to the police station?" Here's another reason than a bunch of foreigners that appeared out of nowhere," Ying asked back in return. "You actually broke the hero law. What you did back there was vigilantism. It is against the hero law. There's a law against vigilantism here. Are we gonna get punished?" Gopal asked in surprise. "You're not, unless this story gets broadcasted. You're spared as you teleported here from far away and against your will and knowledge." They all nodded, thankful of the man. "That's it for now. You can head out now. One of the police officers will escort you to the hospital. The hero that will be supervising you will come pick you up near the end of visiting hours." Quick question. The man hummed. "Why did you take everything we answered seriously? Half the things we said are absurd," Ying asked. The man just smiled and returned and shooed them out of the door. Hospital. According to the nurse, "This way to your friend's room." The policeman showed the way to the teenagers. They said his condition wasn't as serious as the way when he was first reported by the paramedics. He only had few scratched and mild bruises around his whole body. He was also exhausted from overusing his quirk. "Thank you, sir." The four thanked the officer and entered their friend's room as the officer left. It amazes me how Gopal managed to spill out all our information just yet like we all agreed. Fang spoke first as they found chairs to sit on. Flashback in the car with All Might or a random police officer. It doesn't really matter. Guys, I think we should avoid spilling out all our information. Like, avoid mentioning or even implying the existence of tap-hops and aliens. This also includes us working as heroes. Intergalactically, Fang suggested in Melee to avoid any prying ears from being able to easily listen in their conversation. That's a good idea. Definitely, Ying and Yaya said at the same time. Why do we have to do that? Gopal scratched the back of his head. 1. We're still children in their eyes from the looks of it so far. They would laugh at us if we said we're actual heroes of the galaxy. 2. They'd think we're crazy if we said aliens exist, and I'm pretty sure they don't know what power spheres even are, so don't talk about them as well. Fang paused a second to catch his breath. 3. They'd think we're a threat to their safety if we told and showed them all of our powers capabilities. Only tell them what we use commonly and vague descriptions, like how I can manipulate shadows and I usually make shadow animals, and Yaya can manipulate gravity so she can fly and have super strength. Only and only use your powerful attacks when no heroes or bystanders can see. Fang ended his explanation. Oh, okay. I'll try not to talk as much as possible then. Gopal, understanding that he'll spill if he talks too much. Yeah, you better not, or you're dead. For the 3 threatened his life. Yeah, I know. Gopal nodded vigorously. Flashback ended. Ya Lor Ying joined, and you better keep quiet. Don't even think to mention Akabat in front of them or you're done for. Fang and Ying's menacing aura surrounded the poor boy. Yaya, they're threatening me again. Yaya laughed at her friend's antics. Yaya glanced over to boboiboy. Guys, we should probably find a way back or attempt to contact Tap-Ops again or even try to find a lead on how we even got here in the first place. Yeah, I'll try to contact Tap-Ops again. Fang replied. Fang pressed buttons on his watch and visor, but in the end, it came out fruitless. No use. It's all static. Well, we tried. Yaya tried to brighten the mood, but there is something else you should know. Oh, what is it? I checked my radar to see if we can get the slightest chance of finding someone I've contacted in the past. To our luck, there is someone I may know here in this air dimension. I don't know how it is possible, but the person is heading towards us from very far away. Do you know who it is exactly? I don't know who it is as the line isn't great, but it is definitely someone from Tap-Ops or its allies. That person was probably alerted when we got teleported here. That's good news. Yaya cheered. How long do you estimate for the person's arrival to this city? About 3 days minimum. That's enough time for boboiboy to wake up and recover in case we need him. Right, I think we all should take a nap. It's been a long day for all of us. We can catch up on what you and boboiboy had been doing in the past month later, Yaya suggested. Yeah, definitely. I need sleep. Today has been hectic for the both of us. Gopal agreed. There's still few hours till the hero that's picking us up will arrive, so you all go to sleep. I'll take first watch in case this is a trap, said Fang. Alrighty then. Rest up, everyone yawns. Ying said her final word. Gopal leaned on boboiboy's bed from his chair to sleep. Fang sat, arms crossed, back against the seat, seeming to also want to fall asleep. Ying and Yaya sat next to each other on the hospital bench and leaned against each other to sleep. Beeping of a heart monitor, the quiet drips from N4 drip, and soft snores from exhausted teens were the only sounds that could be heard in boboiboy's hospital room. Soon, knocks echoed in the room, with the sound of a door opening following suit. The tired children stirred awake upon hearing the sound. A person walked through said door. Gopal was the first one to speak. Huh? Who's that? He asked, looking at the man in front of the entrance to the room. His friends turned their view to the door as well, surprised to see the man. Hello, little listeners. I'm Present Mick. I'm the hero that has been assigned to take care of your well-being while you aren't able to return home or until someone claims to be your guardian and picks you up. Oh, and sorry that I woke you up. The man introduced himself. Oh well then, I'm Gopal, standing up and held his hand up to be shaken, which was returned. I'm Ying, I'm Yaya. Thanks for taking us in, my pleasure. Oh I'm Fang. That's boboiboy. Gopal pointed. That's good to know. He paused. So you must be the molecular manipulator, shadow manipulator, gravity manipulator, time manipulator. Present Mick said, pointed at their designated owners correctly. And he must be the so-called elemental manipulator. You are correct. Gopal made finger guns at the man. Kinda hard to believe he can control 7 different elements. He must have gotten hurt a lot when using his quirk or training with it. Having 7 quirks at this young age must have taken a toll on him. The pro hero continued. If only you knew. The 4 gave a tired expression when they all said together on accident. Well, I think we should head to my place now. Visiting hour is almost over. I can drive you all here tomorrow after I'm finished with my work if you'd like. Present Mick exclaimed. All right then, and thank you for the offer. We'd love to if you're seriously fine with it. Yaya responded. Insist. I'm your caretaker now, am I not? He chuckled. Thank you so much, Present Mick, sir. No problem, little listeners. He smiled. Present Mick's house. We are here, little listeners. My home isn't that big. I hope you don't mind it, the owner said as he. Chapter 2. The adults are worried. The sun slowly rose and Yaya had already awoken to perform her morning prayer. The sunset from the day prior guided her way. She calmly walked to the kitchen to prepare breakfast and maybe make her delicious cookies for treats if she has the time and ingredients. After making breakfast, Yaya went through the fridge and cabinets one last time to look for ingredients. Unfortunate for her, she was missing a lot of ingredients. Fang, who had been secretly awake from all the rustling, emerged into the kitchen and grabbed himself a portion and sat at the table with Yaya, secretly thankful that Yaya didn't have ingredients for her cookies or they'd be dead. Good morning, Fang. Yaya happily greeted her alien friend. Morning, putting a spoonful of whatever Yaya made in his mouth. How was your sleep? Not bad for sleeping on the couch equals, he smiled. That's good to hear. Yaya paused. Status report on our person. Fang pressed his visor and watch, scrolling through the radar. Closer than last. Report. Estimated arrival to the city is still the same. Dot is on schedule. Yaya nodded in acknowledgement. Good. Remember to only use these early in the morning or in unmonitored enclosed places. These people don't seem used to seeing high-tech holographic watches. Of course. Fang continued eating. Soon, light steps could be heard towards the two. A blond man emerged while the two were relieved they had already finished discussing. Good morning. What are you two little listeners talking about? Present Mick asked, attempting to pry them open. The two internally felt like they were deers caught by headlights while still keeping a cool front from what the man asked. Just trying to think of what to do today. Hee, Fang awkwardly laughed. Well, if you haven't thought of what to do yet, maybe you should teach your friends to read and write in Japanese, here again at least. Since you all are going to be here for a while, it'd be useful to at least know the basics, Present Mick suggested. Hey, that's actually a good idea, Yaya exclaimed. What's a good idea? The three turned to where the voice came from. Who were the two people they were talking about? Ying, Gopal, we're thinking of teaching you both to read and write in Japanese today. Since we're gonna be here for a while, it'll be useful, Yaya responded cheerfully. I'm fine with that, Ying agreed. Sure I guess, Gopal agreed, though came out more like a question. I can lend you my laptop for you all to use. Little listeners, we can also go to the hospital later, after I'm done with work, if you like, their supposed caretaker offered. Sure, that'd be nice. All four of them smiled in agreement. The whole morning the gang of four spent learning and teaching Japanese. Struggled, but he still tried his best. I think Gopal had multiple encounters of wanting to just give up with the encouragement of his best friends, especially Yaya. He didn't. Ying on the other hand was doing amazing. Being a grade skipper that she is, it's not really surprising. In the afternoon, they left and went to the library with the help of Google Map on the laptop. They had stayed there for approximately 3 hours researching about the dimension they were in and why could have they possibly gotten teleported to this dimension's version of Japan specifically. Why not in Malaysia? Or maybe somewhere in outer space? Why Japan? So many questions were still left unanswered when they returned home. Hospital. Boboiboy. Come on, wake up already. It's so boring without you. They're always so serious and kept smacking me. Hoo. I'm also being forced to learn Japanese. My head hurts from learning today already, Gopal whined, wishing for his best friend to be awake. They had went to the hospital with present Mick as planned. Hiya, Gopal. You should be used to this by now. You know he gets himself like this a lot. Ying shuts Gopal up. He gets himself like this a lot, the pro hero asked. Yeah, though most of them he usually wakes up after a day. The longest he's been out was for 5 days. Gopal and Fang got so bored of waiting that they pranked him as he finally woke up. Ying answered. May I know what happened for him to be out for 5 days? Sure. He unlocked his most powerful element that day, the light element, and used its strongest attack, which was previously most powerful attack up until a few days ago. When we appeared, he broke through multiple walls and floors, used up all his energy and almost froze to death twice within the same hour. Ying answered honestly. Present Mick furrowed his eyebrows. What does these kids do? He thought. That happened a year ago by the way, she quickly added. The licensed hero gawked at them. Wait, so he now has an even more powerful attack than the one you said broke through multiple floors and walls and somehow almost froze him twice. Precisely. Your understanding of the old attack is wrong, but I'm not gonna correct you for my own reasons. And his new extremely powerful attack could possibly kill someone, if not send them to straight into space. Ying grinned. Present Mick is just horrified at this point. Little listeners, are you fine with me telling all this to the detective? The blonde asked. Yeah, sure. We've already told him more than half the stuff we told you just now, so it's really not a problem, Yaya told the man. It'll be right back. Then the door to the hallways of the hospital opened and closed. Well, that went well. Ying smiled devilishly. Ying, I think you traumatized him equals Gopal retorted. Well, now we have some time to ourselves in here. I think we should take his watch with us. Fang brought up. We don't need some random person inspecting it and find out who we really are, he explained. Equals I'm also pretty sure it already healed enough that he'll be fine without it. Even the doctors thought he only had mild bruises and scratched at first glance. Plus, we don't need him threatening the doctors with a lightning blade. We don't even know if he knows Japanese, Fang ranted. I agree with you on that, but the moment we know he's awake, we head right to him and return. It Yaya instructed. Alright then, Ying agreed as well. 3 just follow whatever you guys do, Gopal said. Alright. Fang grabbed the watch from the patient table. ARN. I don't know what's it called. Imao. Present Mick should be back from his call with the detective any minute now, so everyone remember not to leak anything about aliens, space, power spheres and our jobs as protectors of Earth and TAP Ops members. Yaya reminded them all. The others nodded understandingly. Bonus. Aomasam. Why didn't you tell me the elemental kid could kill a person with one attack? What? Wait. The detective thought for a second. The kids told me that the elemental kid used his most powerful attack 3 times in a row. If what they said to you is true, then could it mean that the elemental kid could have possibly killed 3 people? End of chapter 2. Link down to the comments if you want to read the rest of the story. Hello everyone, it's me, Third Thunder. I have bad news. This series will only have 2 or 3 part because it's only a short story. So far there are 8 chapters, or if you want some of them have parts and it will make it into 6 chapters instead of 8. Now you know why this is just a mini-series. But don't worry, I have good news as well. I will find a fanfiction much longer than this. This is the first one I found. When boboiboy and his friends enter into my hero, I just want to know what is their interaction with boboiboy's friends. The actual first one I found is boboiboy enter into my hero by himself. Now you know. I choose this before that fanfiction. I hope you all enjoy. Goodbye.